Morani.
Earlier this year, the Mackay Regional Council adopted a temporary local planning instrument, TLPI 01/2023, which imposes a flood hazard designation on the town of Finch Hatton in the electorate of Morani. The instrument took effect on the 19th of January 2024 and will remain in place for up to 2 years as the council presumably pushes on with its goal of imposing more permanent protections on the town. Speaker, these hazards mapping overlays can be devastating and implications for property owners and small business in the community. And when we were at Clairview, I had an engineer from Cardno tell me that the modelling that they use in some of this stuff has 48% error. So that's not good at all. And such impacts range from the restricted opportunities for these development and growth to increase insurance rates and reduce property values, whether it's freehold, leasehold, grazing homesteads, perpetual lease or native title, all property in the vicinity are impacted. I've spoken with many people in the regions who have expressed serious concerns over mapping overlays being applied to their properties, causing them problems. The use of overlays fundamentally alters the development rights attached to a property and hence its value. It gives planning regulators a trump card and means that the goalposts in relation to the land can be legally moved. Moreover, once lawfully adopted by local government, there is no legal mechanism available for the property owners to have the mapping corrected. Going back to Finch Hatton, Speaker, most of the town's flooding problems are a direct consequence of poor maintenance and management of its waterways over the last few decades. And what happens is that if they actually got the River Trust back in and they actually took all that gravel and all that sand out, it could be reused and repurposed for road base. The problem that we have here, the next flood event, what will happen is instead of actually bad governance getting blamed, it'll get blamed on the climate change. That's not what it's about. Today, the town's waterways suffer from a severe build-up of silt, rocks and gravel that was once regularly cleared away, and that was the River Trust. And as a result, heavy rainfall events are now far more damaging for all rivers, creeks and streams in Mount Dalrymple and Youngler regions than they were in the past. So before the council makes the flooding overlay and planning restrictions permanent, contractors should be engaged, and we talked to the minister about this, to remove all these the rocks and the aggregation. Dredging work in particular would remove the large debris from the river bottom, greatly reducing the number and severity of the floods. It is something that should have been done a long time ago. Instead of millions of tonnes of soil and rocks have been allowed to stay in the rivers. I'll finish by just saying there's a lot more work that needs to be done on these hazard overlay maps, which are becoming a real bone of contention for those living in the reef-adjacent regions. New legislation is needed that strikes a better balance between the government's risk mitigation planning and property owners' rights. This is a very important issue, Mr Speaker.